In this video, we're going to discuss how you should store your nootropics. I think a lot of folks ask me that question. How do you store your nootropics? Is there like a very particular way? Should you keep them in the fridge? We're going to get into all that in just a bit. Coming up. Okay, coupon codes. This is a weekend, so we like to run specials on the weekends on some of our products. So check this out. We've got some coupon codes on products that take money off of the products. First of all, we get the Cortex stack. That's our nootropic stack that we built to basically mimic modafinil from the perspective of a natural stack. It's extremely powerful, turns on mental energy, turns on focus, turns on motivation. Get it at livecortex.com. The coupon code that you can use with Cortex, which will take $5 off of it, is the coupon code 5. It's all spelled out 5. Smarter, Better, Faster, that's our instructional nootropics protocol book. That's the book to get if you need instructions on how to use nootropics surgically, the way that I think about nootropics. Very, very dense with information, lots of stacks in it. That you can get for $19. It's normally $24 by using the coupon code 5. The same coupon code applies there. And then the Racetam God Guide. The Racetam God Guide is our breakdown of the 8 major nootropic racetams. There's 80 plus racetam stacks in there. Talk about value. The thing is just packed with it. I think the real value is, look, how do you reach motivation, speed of processing, working memory, focus all in one stack with a very particular racetam? We've really got stacks for each racetam that do that. We break it all down. This is 8.5 years of racetam experience distilled in a digital guide. You can download it for any device, get it at livecortex.com. And for, that's $24.99, the racetam guide. You can get that for $19 by entering the coupon code 19. Okay, so that's the product stuff out of the way. These specials will run for the weekend. This video is launching on Saturday. They'll be there till the end of Sunday, which is, I guess, like what are we, 18th or 19th or something? This Sunday, the end of Sunday, which will be midnight Eastern time. Okay, let's talk about storing nootropics. Folks ask me this kind of a lot. I just got the question recently, and I think folks. Let me first start off by saying I would say that you don't need to be very particular about it. I mean, you don't need to be excessively particular about it. I think a lot of folks are so concerned about it. They're like, do I need to store it in the fridge? I mean, what if it goes bad, and what if it clumps? First, I would say to avoid clumping, one of the best ways to avoid clumping is to be very aggressive about making sure the jar or the bag is closed. I used to like bulk supplements. .com. What are they called? Yeah, bulksupplements.com. I think they're called, bulksupplements.com is where I buy like non-racetam nootropics. They've got like Alcar, tyrosine, theanine, these sorts of things. We have no affiliation, but they have great quality products. Their Alcar, because Alcar is one of the things that does that, would clump on me back in the day, and I recognized that as long as I closed the bag super tightly, it would never clump. So that's one thing. Make sure it's airtight. If it's a bag totally closed, maybe put it in another bag. And then, and then we'll get to where you're going to store that. And if it's a jar, man, tighten that thing hardcore. Just tighten it hardcore. You don't want air getting in there. That's what really leads to the clumping, as far as I can tell. The major strategy, I would say, okay, for basically all nootropics that you get, whether you've got jars or bags of powder and stuff, is number one, you don't need to store them in the fridge. I have never, in 8.5 years of taking nootropics, seen nootropics go bad. In fact, like, I have Noopep still, just because I'm obsessive about this stuff and I like to keep stuff around and see what happens over time and see if it loses efficacy. I've got Noopep from Lift Mode from 3 years ago, and it's still good. That's because it's super tight, and I keep it in where I'm going to discuss next. Okay. You don't necessarily have to keep in the fridge, but where I keep my nootropics, and where I guess what I would suggest you keep your nootropics, is in a plastic bin. Those plastic bins that you get for like moving. They're plastic bins. In a lot of cases, they're like waterproof, or it's hard for water to get in. They've got a plastic top. The lid like secures on the top, and then those nootropics are basically within that plastic bin. But what I did is I drilled a small little hole in the bottom of the plastic bin, and then I put a fan in there, and then I just have the fan cord coming out of the bin and then plugging into an outlet right next to it. The fan just blows cool air on it. It's not super cold air. It's in a room within a house, so like it's not ever super hot or super cold or anything. It's basically just room temperature, good solid stuff with some cool air blowing from a fan. Okay, so that's it. I mean, that's how I store nootropics. You know, I've not stored nootropics in the fridge like ever. I mean, maybe as an experiment years ago. I don't feel the need to. I've never ran into problems not doing it. You know, and my best suggestion is, I think the most primary thing is don't store them in anything extreme, like super hot particularly. But the best takeaway is make sure the bags are closed, shut, super sealed. Get all the air out of the bags, you know, of your bulk powders and stuff, and just seal them super sealed. If you want to get extra, you know, OCD about it, which I do suggest, because sometimes I do that. I mean, with a lot of my stuff, I have them double bagged. Double bag it, you know, put, you know, your small little color racetam in a small baggie, and then put another big plastic baggie in there. Get all the air out, seal it completely. Jars, tight, super tight, super tight, super tight, guys, super tight. Or the jars, make sure they're totally closed. And then, you know, best storage method is really just like a big plastic bin in a relatively temperature controlled environment. You know, maybe put a fan and have it blow on there. You know, maybe you don't have to get advanced like I am, but it's a good strategy. You know, drill a small little hole with a drill, literally like a drill and a drill bit, small little hole, put a fan inside of it, and then take the cord through that hole outside, plug it into an outlet, and then, you know, keep the fan on basically all the time. So at least some room temperature, relatively cool air is blowing on the nootropics. Now listen, we don't talk about that in the Smarter, Better, Faster or the Racetam God Guide, but for more surgical distinctions about nootropics, racetams particularly, 80+ stacks, get the Racetam God Guide. For a general nootropics instructional and stack list protocol book, that is Smarter, Better, Faster. Those are both digital, and thanks for watching.